Okay, I'm gonna call roll for the committee. Molly,
I'm here.
Larry,
Present.
and Jacob.
Present.
And I'm Jim Salio, co-chair with Molly. Um, just the only announcement I have is we have Dominic Del Porto from planning here to talk about the housing element plan. We're going to do that, Dominic, during our business session after we do the review the two items that we have for review. Does anybody have any other announcements?
Hmm.
Okay, hearing none. Would anybody from the public like to make a comment? You have 3 minutes. Items that are not on the agenda.
Google Los Osos.
Hi, Jeff. Are you making a comment or just saying hi?
Sorry, yeah, I'm just saying hi.
Okay. All right, then we'll move into our first item. And I think Jeff, you were here for this one. This is the permit for vacation rental.
Correct. Yes. Uh-huh.
And I did confirm with planning with Muncie that this is number 44 out of 50. So there's still room on the list. And there was no other vacation rental within 500 feet of the proposed vacation rental. And with
Yes,
that,
indeed.
Jeff, I'll
That's
let
my
you take it away.
Yes, thank you. Good evening. My name is Jeff Edwards, and I'm appearing on behalf of the applicant this evening. There's not a lot to say. It meets the 500-foot distance requirement. We have ample on-site parking, and all of the boxes have been checked for the application, and this should be fairly routine, but I am available for questions.
Does anybody have any questions for Jeff? Molly?
Um, it's just more of a clarification. I just want to make sure the garage is only going to be used for parking vehicles, right? Not for like a den or anything like that.
It's a fully operational garage. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, okay. No, I don't have any questions about it.
Okay.
Other than that.
Anybody, Larry or Jacob? Larry?
I'd just like to make a comment. Going over the application, I see all the I's have been dotted and T's have been crossed. And thank you, Jeff Edwards, for a great job on that. My comment is, again, we could be losing another house that somebody could be living in full time.
Yeah.
With children's for our schools and everything else. I saw that the applicant had 3 children, for as much as I wish them luck with their house, it is taking a house away from a family that could be living here. And that's my only comment.
Jacob, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I would
Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you. I would just add that, and this is common with many of the short-term rentals, the owners, they buy the home in part so they can use it themselves. And they and their family, immediate or extended family, can use the home. So I understand while there's an interest in broadening the availability of rental housing, I just think placing the onus on short-term rentals is somewhat misplaced. So these are families that come to Los Osos, and they enjoy the home, and in the meantime, they make it available for other folks. And as most of you know, we have very limited overnight accommodations in Los Osos. We have barely 100 hotel rooms, and now we have, almost 50 short-term rentals. So in any event, thanks for your interest, and I would respectfully request you suggest that this be placed on the consent agenda for LOCAC later in the month.
Okay, do I have a motion to move this to the consent agenda for LOCAC?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, anybody want to second that motion?
Second it.
Larry, okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous, so it takes unanimous vote to move to the consent agenda. So we will move this to the consent agenda for our next LOCAC meeting, which I should have wrote the date down. Do you remember
The
what it is, Molly?
Fourth Thursday, which
Fourth Thursday.
is, I can tell you when that
The
is.
30th.
24th.
Oh,
Yeah.
24th? Oh, yes.
No, 23rd, July 23rd.
23rd.
July
Sorry.
23rd.
Thank you.
And I see your client is on the Zoom call as well, Jeff. So
Yes.
thank you for showing up. Okay, then we will move on to our next item, which is number 7. This is a request for a minor use permit to allow construction of an additional bedroom and a decking on the existing house. And is someone here for this project?
That's me.
Sam. Okay.
Yep.
All right, Sam. You want to go ahead and tell us about the
Yeah, I got it.
project?
You got it. So yeah, this is an existing house that the two primary addition areas. One is they're both over existing waterproof decks. One, they're going to create like a new master bedroom. It's kind of an interesting shaped house, and they're going to make a master suite essentially over the top of one, involving building second-story walls and a roof structure over it. And then on the other side, it's currently a waterproof deck. It's going to stay as a waterproof deck, but they want to make it a little more of a indoor-outdoor space and put a roof over it. There's a little kitchen in there, like outdoor kitchen. And then there's currently a little funky kind of wraparound roof structure that they're going to convert that into a deck as well. And with that comes kind of a decorative gable entry to their front door. So it's really redoing one deck and putting a roof on top of it, converting one deck into a master suite, and then connecting around the perimeter of the existing house with a second-story deck. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Sam?
Oh, I guess I have one question. Are there any neighbors that might have their view of the bay obstructed or anything like that?
No, the proposed design doesn't go beyond the existing ridge height of the current structure. There's small little wing walls that come out, but the majority of the obstruction is already there and is not changing.
Okay, and this is up off Bayview Heights in a larger
Correct.
lot, right? A lot that's what, over a half acre?
I believe so. Let's
I
see.
think it might have said 0.62 acres. Well, I'm not sure if that
Correct.
was
Yes, correct.
the whole lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any other questions.
So Sam, a couple questions. So I know that street Via Vistosa, or however you say it, is a private street.
Yep.
Do they have like a HOA that they would have to get permission from the other owners on that to do something like this?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think that there is a collective like board or anything like that. I'm not exactly sure how that little community takes care of their road together, but there's only a handful of them. So maybe it's a good old days and they just all agree.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're all neighbors are all okay with it and everything like that.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I noticed when I went by the house, they looks like are they replacing siding? Because I noticed they had some of the siding down.
So this client is a former general contractor. So
Oh, okay.
he uh, likes to try and do things, and part of why we got into the mix was he got a little ahead of himself, and we said, no, you gotta get all this stuff figured out before you do all that. But he had like leaks and water issues, so he was like, I gotta fix that first. So that's
Okay.
that's the
Okay.
main reason of having anything exposed at this point.
Okay. I just didn't, I was wondering if they were going ahead with the construction before it
No,
get
he's not.
approved.
He wishes he could, but we're like, no, 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 no. You got a long ways to go.
One other question. They are up there in that neighborhood. They're still on septic, right?
Correct.
And so they're just going to continue with their septic system. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. That's what I thought.
And no real change to like they're not renting it or adding another person to the house. It's just it's an interesting layout for now, and they feel this suits their needs much better.
Okay. Any other questions for Sam? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to move this to the consent agenda.
Second.
Well,
Wait.
Larry will be the first, and then does somebody?
I'll second it.
Okay, Molly, thank you. So we have a first and second. Any discussion? Okay, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Then it unanimously is approved. It can move to the consent agenda. So Sam, this will be on the consent agenda at our next meeting on the 23rd of July.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks, Sam.
Mhm.
All right. Then Dominic, you're up. You want to, do you need to make you a co-host? You can share your screen. You're muted.
Let
There
me
you go.
mute myself. No, I'll just be talking for a couple minutes here.
Okay.
Should be pretty quick, kind of just letting you guys know of what's going on here. Um, as I think all of you probably know, I'm on the long range planning team. So I work primarily on the housing side of things. So last year our team came, I don't know if it was to this meeting or the bigger LOCAC meeting, but I know that they discussed multifamily updates, ADUs, density bonus ordinance updates, all to reflect state law. That's all to continue the progress that we're making on housing actions to advance housing production in the county as a whole. One of these items that we're continuing to work on is urban lot splits and urban dwellings. We finished this recently in the inland portion of the county, and HCD, which is a state agency of housing and community development, recently asked us to now bring that into the coastal zone of the county. So we're working on drafting that language currently. Um, let's see, what else did I have to say here? This is all also part to do with the Board of Supervisors adopting provisions to continuing production of affordable housing. It's remaining a board priority for them. Let's see what else here that's going to apply to you guys. We're also working with the Coastal Commission, and there's a lot of criteria that a property has to undergo in order to do an urban lot split and then an urban dwelling. Um, Pretty typical things like, protecting coastal resources, having the availability of water, being within what's called an urban area, which is generally lines up pretty well with our urban reserve lines. I think the one that'll apply most to Los Osos is also not being within a community conservation plan area. You guys have the HCP, so that precludes most of the community from this as well. Staying outside of ESHA, the buffers for that, not being in GSA, unless you have a geologic hazard assessment done. Those are kind of all things that we're looking at with this, but kind of just a disclosure thing that this is something that's coming up. We're going to be going to Planning Commission about it in September, and then board on November 3rd, and Planning Commission September 10th. Any questions on that? It's a lot.
Will we see a draft of this in September?
Yeah, so when we go to planning commission, usually the agenda packet's posted about a week before. So if we're looking at going to planning commission on September 10th, then you'll probably be seeing the draft, the red lines as part of that packet on September 3rd or 4th.
And then how long to respond to it?
You could show up to the planning commission hearing if you'd like. You can put in public comment, of course, as usual. You can write any emails, of course, to me as well. And if you request for them to be part of the record, then we'll include them as part of that agenda packet. And then same goes for board.
Okay. And last thing is, can you make sure that that land use here gets a copy of it and it doesn't just go to LOCAC?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've been kind of on tour, I guess you could say, with the coastal CACs a little bit last month and getting into this month. So I'll probably be sending it at least when the agenda is available, probably to all of you. Whether I'm going to the big CACs or specifically the land use, I'll include you guys in an email about it so you can
Yeah,
see.
so if you can send it to us, Dominic, we'll make sure it gets to the land use committee.
Okay, absolutely. And then there's that list of eligibility criteria. I do encourage you guys to look at that. I think most of Los Osos will be kind of excluded from this, to be honest, because of the community conservation plan, the HCP. But that I believe has an expiration date many years in the future, so it will be something to consider again then.
I'm sorry,
Since
but
we no longer have the conservation plan, yeah. So
um,
that's what I
this
was
was
going to
all.
ask you. I mean, it
Yeah.
sounds like our we're going to be excluded anyway because of the conservation plan. So
And
nothing's really going to change for Los Osos on
does
what
that
you're doing.
exclude the multifamily zoned area, for example, out back of Ralph's? I know like Los Olivos and Fairchild is wide open and zoned for this, but it
Yeah,
just sits
so
there.
yeah, anywhere that's covered by the HCP, the LOHCP, is included in this
Okay.
in the eligibility list. So if the parcel is in the HCP, then it's not eligible per the state laws that we're implementing here.
See if I can find the map then. That'll
And
answer my question.
this
Thank you.
was yeah. This was all relative to multifamily, correct?
So this is also commonly called SB 9, although obviously there's a new Senate Bill 9 every year. So to prevent confusion, we're calling it by the official name, if you will, which is urban dwellings and urban lot splits. What it's ultimately allowing you to do is put a second primary dwelling on your parcel if you have room and if you meet all these eligibility requirements. The other half, the urban lot split, is if your parcel is large enough, you could split your parcel basically in half and then have two primaries and two primaries, with ADUs if you can support that and so on. But Los Osos, I guess one has small parcels and two, you guys are under the HCP. So
Perfect.
Is there a document that's being worked on now that we could look at for reference?
it's still going through the review process pretty heavily.
Oh, okay.
But I know that it'll be out, I guess, when the agenda packet comes out for the planning commission hearing. It won't be available prior to that.
Okay.
And
So
is
when
the one
you're talking about these like urban lot splits, are you saying that because of our small lot sizes here already, that those probably wouldn't be included?
I don't think it's necessarily because of the size limitation, but most of your lots are completely built on.
Yeah.
So I just, from a practicality standpoint, it's going to be kind of interesting to see that play out. But beyond that, there is the HCP also. So
Yeah. So, and then
at the bottom?
there's the whole thing of not even allowing any secondary dwelling units on lots at all in this town right now. Isn't that based on the Coastal Commission?
I
Water?
believe so. I would have to double check for sure to know exactly where that stemmed from.
Yeah.
But it was Los Osos was excluded in the county plan for ADUs,
Hmm.
probably because of the HCP.
Either that or just the water
It's the whole
issue.
town. I found the
Yeah.
map.
Yeah, you guys are a pretty special community.
So
But
you're saying
We
a
feel
lot of
special.
stuff,
Thanks.
a lot of stuff in this document you're saying is not going to apply to Los Osos for these various reasons.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And we have an inland ordinance for this already too that's existing. So if you really wanted to, you could check out the inland ordinance.
The inland ordinance. Okay.
The coastal stuff is fairly similar, just with some coastal stuff sprinkled in, I guess you could say.
Like Coastal Commission and those kind of things.
Yeah, because Coastal Commission wants to see that it's protecting coastal resources and stuff like that. So we have, we're adding some language in that will include that.
So is there some stuff in this new document that would relate to multifamily dwelling units in Los Osos, like apartment complexes? No. Okay.
No, this is literally just the implementation of the state law for urban dwellings and urban lot splits.
Because the state wants to encourage them.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
So we were poked by HCD to bring this into the coastal zone is why we're doing it.
Okay.
They do like I don't know if it's really annual, but they look at compliance for jurisdictions throughout the state on a rolling basis, I guess. And this was one of the things that they had asked us to do. So here we are.
Okay.
Jumping through the hoops.
Yeah.
And their main thing, the HCD is their main thing to increase housing stock.
Yeah, I mean, the whole state priority right now, right, is affordable housing throughout
Yeah.
the state. So, you see these state laws kind of trickling through into our county, and that's where stuff with multifamily development starts to get talked about, where ADUs get talked about, density bonus ordinance stuff gets talked about. Now this is getting talked about, right? So we're kind of seeing like the years of the state working on this affordable housing stuff starting to really trickle in, as we get asked to do it.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like the broad why on all this.
Yeah, yeah.
And then yeah, so we look at our process is really look at what the state is passing and try to implement it as cleanly as we can into our ordinance. That's why inland usually comes first. It's a little cleaner usually to put it into inland. And then we usually have some discussions with Coastal Commission and so, whatever other agencies are interested. And then eventually it comes into coastal, like we're seeing for this one.
So the next stop for this is going to be the Planning Commission in September.
Yeah, so I'll be presenting it to Planning Commission September 10th. And then, as long as they give it a thumbs up, then we'll be taking it to board on November 3rd as well.
All right.
Yeah, and then if you guys have any other questions, I think most of you have my my email and phone number. So I've had quite a few Lososos related things at this point, growth rate and whatnot. So, any other questions from anyone?
No, anybody, Sam or Jeff, anybody have any questions?
I think this is the first time Jeff hasn't had a question for me.
No, I'm all good. I'm all good. Thank you, though.
Thanks, Sam.
Awesome.
Okay,
Well, guys,
thank you, Dominic.
enjoy the rest of your night and hope everyone had a good 4th of July.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
See you guys later. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, thanks, Dominic. Okay, that concludes all our business items. Does anybody else have anything else for the good of the order?
No.
Okay. Then hearing nothing else, I'm going to call this meeting adjourned at 6:56 p.m. So thank you, everybody, for attending. And I just want to make a plug. If you know anybody that would like to be on the land use committee, we certainly could use a few more bodies. So if you have anybody in mind, please let me know or let Deborah Howe know at LOCAC, and we'll get them approved to be on the commission, or the committee rather.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Sounds good. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good rest of your evening. Bye-bye.
Thanks.